Happy Thanksgiving. Today we're going to do a thankful activity. I'm going to have you write an essay about someone that you're thankful for. I've got a little example here for you. When I was your age, my favorite person in the whole world was my granddaddy, and his name was Walter. And he passed away when I was in the sixth grade, actually, at your age. So he was someone that I'm thankful for. So I'm writing my essay about someone who's in the past. You can write about someone that is in your life right now that you're thankful for. In fact, I encourage you to do so. And I think it would be an awesome thing for you to print it off or write it on notebook paper and give it to them over the holidays so that they can see how thankful you are for them. A lot of times we have all these nice, warm, fuzzy thoughts about people, but we don't always share that with them. And it makes everyone feel good to know that someone's thankful for you or that you're thought of or just that you're someone's favorite person. So it would be really nice if you write about someone that is important to you and then you give it to them over the holiday. So when you write today, your goal is to write 3 paragraphs. And you're going to break it up into the first paragraph. You're going to introduce to us who your favorite person is, who you're most thankful for. And I know that may be difficult because I know that you probably have many people in your life that you could write to or write about, but let's narrow it down to one person. If you want to write an additional essay later, you can do so. But for this activity, you're going to submit this in your Canvas and share this with me. So your first paragraph, you're going to want to write about, first of all, you're going to identify who you're writing about. And then you are going to want to write about what this person looks like externally on the outside. What's their physical appearance like? And then for your second paragraph, you're going to describe this person's character attributes, who this person is on the inside. And then in the third paragraph, you are going to write about a time that you spent with this person or just different times that you have spent with this person, things that you enjoyed doing with this person, like an anecdote. So I am going to share with you mine that I wrote about my granddaddy, and I've highlighted some directions for you, and it just says, notice here, I introduce my person and I talk about how they look on the inside so that my reader can get a visual of my granddaddy. My paragraph has a beginning sentence. All paragraphs should have a beginning sentence that introduces what you're going to talk about in the paragraph. And then you want to have 5 to 6, 7 to 8 supporting details that are descriptive that support that beginning sentence. And then you want to have a closing paragraph. Be sure that you indent your paragraph and be sure that you are looking at your spelling, your punctuation, your capitalization, so that when we read it, we know where to start, where to end the sentence, and so that it's easier to read and that it makes sense. All right, so here's what my first paragraph sounds like. And remember, the first paragraph, I am describing what my granddaddy looked like on the outside. My granddaddy, Walter, had such an impact on my life growing up. All right, so I've identified who I'm going to talk about, and my opening sentence is telling you the prompt, basically, of the passage. Now I'm going to support that with the next few sentences. I'm so thankful for the time I was allowed to spend with him. He was the cutest little grandpa you have ever seen. He stood about 5'3" and probably weighed about 200 pounds. So you can imagine a short, chubby little cutie. He had thinning white hair that he slicked straight back because he tried to hide the fact that there wasn't much of it left down the middle. He wore gold pointy glasses that are actually coming back in style today. You never saw him in anything other than overalls, unless it was Sunday, and then he would dress in what he called his Sunday go-to-meeting clothes. This was his church outfit. He had a smile that lit up his whole face when he told jokes that most of the time only he laughed at. He passed away when I was 12, but I still see that smile as if it were yesterday. So this describes what my granddaddy looks like on the outside. And right now, you probably have a visual of what he would look like in your mind. Now, for the second paragraph, I'm going to tell you more about the kind of person he was, attributes, the things that he loved, so that you can get a picture of the kind of person he was and why I loved him so. Okay, and again, you want a beginning paragraph, supporting sentences, and a closing. You got to be careful with punctuation and capitalization. All right. He was a little man, but he had a big heart. So I'm transitioning over and I'm taking, he was a little man. So I'm going from his outward appearance to he had a big heart. So I'm bringing you inside now. That's my transition. There wasn't anyone in Kings Mountain that had not heard of Walter Boland. His favorite place to go was to the Winn-Dixie grocery store, and he never met a stranger there. It would take forever to get his groceries because he had to talk to everyone he passed down each aisle. I loved to go with him because he would always buy me a moon pie and a sundrop. He loved to garden and spend time with his animals. He lived on a farm, and he had his favorite pigs, chickens, goats, and horses. One of his famous attributes was to annoy and play practical jokes on his family and friends. He loved to gross us out. One year, he even caught a possum and kept it in a cage for a few months and fed it clean food, and he cooked it for Christmas dinner as if it were a roast with potatoes and carrots. That's no lie, y'all. He really did that. Needless to say, we figured it out and didn't find it funny. We went for the ham instead. He was a mess. So now, not only do you know what he looks like, but you know a little bit about the kind of person he was. So my last paragraph, I want to share like an anecdote. You want to write about things that you do together that you enjoy, that describe why you're so thankful for this person. So I can see the relationship between the two of you. So be sure you close out your paper in your last sentence so that your reader feels the end of the story. Okay, so now I'm going to transition into the third paragraph. My favorite times were spent at his house. Every day I would get off the bus at his house because he lived beside us, and he would be standing on his long front porch of his farmhouse, waiting and waving at me. We would go inside to find a chicken salad sandwich that he had made for me waiting on the table. After my snack, we would gather eggs from the chicken house. We would pick strawberries from his garden. We would feed the pigs or ride the horses. One day I came home and he had killed this huge snake and had it hanging on the fence for me to see. It freaked me out. It's one of those gross things he liked to do. One afternoon, I rode with him to the Winn-Dixie, and on the way home, we had an accident. The sun was in his eyes, and he made a turn in front of another car. It was at an intersection near a store. So we were taken into the store to calm down and to wait on an ambulance for my granddaddy. His mouth was bleeding, and I could see how unnerved he was. It scared me to death. But luckily, nobody was hurt badly. But I'll never forget that day when his old Chevrolet truck was smashed in, and he was so shaken by his mistake. It was a while before we drove back to the Winn-Dixie. Boy, do I miss him, and wish I had longer with him to share in all the fun days outside together. He impacted my life so that I named my son after him. My son Walt, he will forever be in my heart. So it's a little bit about my granddaddy, and you can feel how I closed it out, telling you a bold statement that I named my son after him because he impacted my life so much, and a bold statement that he will forever be in my heart. So I want you to go do this work. I want you to write a story about somebody that you're thankful for and share that with me. I can't wait to read it.